Hello.
Cool, we're running. It's
Oh,
all
hey.
good. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me. This has been a pretty amazing week.
Oh, sure, man. It's been fun.
It's been a lot of fun. You're going to have to come down and visit us down under.
I will, absolutely.
Nothing like making it when you're upside down.
One of these, that's funny. One of these days I'm going to do a world tour. I'll come to Europe and then Australia.
Great.
Hong Kong again. I've been to Hong Kong, but not lately.
We'll see if we can get you there a little faster, maybe. See if you can come out and share some of the magic.
Sure. I might go to Israel. We talked about that. I might be going to Israel for a hackathon.
Great.
I'll find out more about that. I'll let you know.
I'm always curious about the earlier days, how you started. Obviously, your dad was interested in that sort of stuff. You mentioned on one of the videos that you used to have a friend and you used to manually turn the wheel on the...
Oh, my cousin and I, yeah. It was funny. He would, because my dad would shut the electric off for the whole shop, so nobody was allowed to use it when he was at work. My dad was a city fireman, so he'd work nights. And so he would shut the electric off for the whole shop. So me and my brothers wouldn't go down there and mess around with the tools, so he wouldn't have to worry about us getting hurt. And so sometimes we'd get a stick and turn the switch on when he wasn't around. And we'd have to make sure the shop was put back exactly the way he left it. So if we did anything, we had to clean up the sawdust and everything. It was fun. But sometimes when me and my cousin would be down there, we wouldn't turn the electric on. He would turn the wheel on the back of the bandsaw, and I would push wood through it. So that was fun. And then we'd take turns doing that, making small cuts. So it was a way. It was a workaround of not having electric. I should do that now and actually tell people, look, I didn't use any electric, because sometimes people have this misconception that woodworking is all better because no electric was ever used. I don't understand why. This is going to be a hokey answer, but my YouTube, I always made pitch videos, and I never ever, to fathom the concept of making a production on an ongoing basis, to me was just like daunting, and I'd be like, I never want to do that. I always want that to be somebody else's problem, and I'll just show up and be the talent. And when my back was to the wall after working with the network, actually that phone call was just somebody wanted to pitch me a show, because Taylor has my second phone, which is my old phone number. So somebody found my old phone, called Taylor, and said, I want to pitch a show with Jimmy and the DIY network. And she knows how like unenthusiastic I am about real TV. So she just said, just email him, he'll answer you back. But the idea of making a show, daily show, or I guess I do a daily show now, considering my vlog. I'm up 23 weeks in a row now. I always like, there's no way I want to do that, but now I do it on a regular basis for the last 4 years and counting, and it's not as bad as it seems, and the rewards are far outweigh the thought of like the schlepping and the this and the that and the editing and the sitting home every night all night long until the edit's done. It's more rewarding than I ever imagined. All right, so this is an actual email from a production company that wants me to host some dumb, stupid idea they have. And this is my true, honest-to-goodness answer. They asked me if I'm interested. They gave me this whole long, boring, horrible pitch. And I said, I would be, but TV has no respect for talent, and I was on DIY 10 years ago, DIY Network. It wasn't a very art. And I'm happy on YouTube with no executives and no producers. Thank you for reaching out. Good luck. Send. So nice to be able to say that.
Very cool.
Next question.
Next question.
Yeah, so the idea of me doing my own production and like just sticking solely with YouTube was very daunting, and I said, I don't know if I can do this, because I was making TV pitches, and they were very precious, and I'd go in and tweak them for like weeks at a time, and I'd like do alternate edits, and just to kind of, because you're trying to strike a nerve with a production company. This is 10 years ago. You're trying to strike a nerve with a producer or a network executive, and you want it to be right, and you also want to make sure that you don't insult anybody, so you're constantly like weeding through, pulling out anything that might be unnecessary. So, but now with YouTube, I just do an edit, and it's like potato chips. I do the best I can, but I don't hold it up as like a precious thing. I make a video, and it's really good. I'm really happy mostly with all the edits I do. I mean, I'm really specific about timing and where the cut is. I'm really specific on how like bringing things in and out of frame. So I have my style that's developed over the last 300 something videos, but it's not as daunting anymore. You just, like I say with anything, if you do it a lot, it starts to become routine. Mm-hmm. And so in the beginning, part of me having to produce my own TV show on YouTube was to be quick. And one of those things was I knew I didn't want to edit sound. and I didn't want to edit music. I was really good at editing to the beat, like Casey Neistat does an incredible job. But to me, I was always like bringing in music is always like an element of like, okay, now how can I make this work with this music? And I love it. It's so challenging. But if I was going to do this on a fast paced, and then the bigger issue with music is the copyrights. Because even if you get a clearance from somebody and they don't clear your video, they have like an automatic, content ID that'll pick it up, and your video will be blocked, and you get a strike until you get it released. So I just said absolutely no music. Occasionally I'll put in snippets that's playing on the radio, and if it's a little too long, I'll cut it down. But I just want people to get kind of a vibe of the music I like, and that keeps me creative. So once in a while I'll put a little snippet of music, and if I have a track that's really too long, like palm sanding for like the whole entire video, I'll put in some of like the canned music that's inside of iMovie, and I'll play with it and try and make it interesting. Yeah, no, that's fantastic, and it totally wasn't ever my game plan, and I'm thankful it happened. I'm thankful I'm the guy who says DiResta inspired all the time, or the, DiResta style video. That's great. It wasn't my plan, but when I realized I had to sit down and actually hunker down and get into this world, because I was no longer going to count on trying to pitch a TV show, I started. Well, I just straight away went into how I experience YouTube, and if there's a camera shot on, say, like an object. A lot of guys will do this. They'll just focus the camera on this and talk from behind the camera the whole time. So visually, if you just drag the cursor bar and you don't listen to it, you just see this shot the entire time. You might see someone's hands. Or conversely, the camera's pointed directly at someone's face the entire time, and they're going to tell you, I'm going to cut a tree down. I'm going to use this saw, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to wear these chaps, and I'm going to do it out in the snow, and I'm going to do this. And it's a little cold out today, so I don't know. They talked for 10 minutes, and the last 3 seconds is the action they said they were going to do. So I want to just hit you directly in the face with the opening shot. I mean, that's been my theory. Sometimes I pull you in a little bit slower, but the idea of just getting straight into the conversation. Like, instead of even saying, hello, my name is Jimmy. It's just like, boom, you'll figure out who I am. It doesn't matter what my name is. I don't even care if you know what my name is. So that's why for many, many videos, I never even show my face. Because like what it is like sometimes like when we're at a movie, we still like, what has happened? What is the plot twist? And like, this movie's gonna end in 20 minutes. Where's the plot twist? It's coming. Just sit in your chair and wait for it. So I kind of bring that a lot to it. I've read a lot of books on screenplay writing by Mamet and a couple of other big screenwriter guys. And one thing I learned from Mamet was the most important thing. It's been my editing mantra is get in late and get out early. Trust the audience. And that's it. I mean, after all the books I read that line, I closed the book. I said, I don't know if I've read another one of these books. And then that was it. Get in late and get out early. When someone said that, I'm like, oh my God. And then that's the one thing on YouTube nobody ever does. Everybody gets in really early and they get out really late. I know you're in your backyard. I know it's summertime. I know you're going to start a chainsaw. I know all these things. It's all implied from the absolute second I open the video. So there's no reason to go through all this. We could eliminate all that conversation and just go right to what you're going to do, because that's all I want to see.
Definitely.
And unless you're a somewhat interesting character, I don't care what you have to say. And, we developed that with the audience, the trust of gaining the audience interest. Like, I didn't vlog until after 3 or 4 years in because my fans demanded I do it, because I didn't think I had anything interesting to say. But I found my voice with my vlog by being able to introduce people like you, which I'll interview you tomorrow.
Thank you.
And bringing other people in, and people say, "Oh my God!" So like, I like to see my vlog as like a place people can come and learn about other people and the people that inspired me. Like, I would love to get Steve on camera. I'm just waiting for the right time. He's a slippery bird when it comes to cameras and recording. But when I get someone like him on camera, or my friends that just inspire me, I love being able to share my crazy world with the world.